Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays and welcome back to some OP replays. We do have 2 replays for you today, and we're going to start off. We're going to kick it off with the Emil 1, the Tier 8 auto loader. And this is driven by iBlitz, and he's in a platoon with Warfare, driving the Object 252U on Normandy. So a pretty decent platoon, two OP tanks, and it's a good combination, to be honest. If you're going to run in a platoon, 2 OP tanks is a good choice. So the Emil 1, great tank, fantastic tank with a great turret. A lot of people have to switch to APCR or heat to be able to shoot your turret. So going hold down on this thing is an absolute must. But of course, you've got to remember it's not an auto reloader, it is an auto loader. So you have to bear that in mind. And it does have, as you can see there, a 22.2 second reload. So that's quite a long reload of doing nothing when you're in game. So if you're getting pushed when you're on a big reload, you could lose a lot of hit points, especially with something with good DPM. Now, these tanks don't have great DPM, but they are very still. DPM's not everything, you know. DPM is not everything. This tank has armor profile. It has that gun, great gun. Yeah, and it's got a bit of gun depression. Overall, it's kind of an OP tank. It can be OP in the right situation, but you must hit your targets if you're going to deal some damage. So this TVP almost got away with it, but that was actually a nice roll there to clear the guy for his first kill. Now, not sure what his team are doing, especially his platoon mate. Like, they've just YOLO'd. What is he doing? I have no idea what this Object 252 is doing. He's almost just cost him the game. And our guy here, iBlitz, is just like, okay, my platoon mate has fucked it, so I'm going to have to carry. Now, I like what he was doing here. He was intending to ignore the IS-3 to go for the Yo. The Yo is the most dangerous target, and it has lower hit points. But, of course, he could only get 1 shell out before the Yo goes hiding. So he does get the rest of the shell into the IS-3. Now, currently, it is a 3 versus 6. There's still a lot of work to do. And mainly that is because of his platoon mate, you know, like, he messed up. We all mess up, no like hard feelings. I'm not like calling him out or anything. Like, he messed up this game by YOLOing as he did. But as I've said, we all do it. We all have these games where it's just like, yeah, okay, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe you had something in your head, a thought in your head, and then when you went to do it, it just come out completely different and you end up fucking it. So now it's a 2 versus 6. You can see the IS-3 there is in the middle of every tank, but he does manage to clear the IS-3 on the enemy team. So our guy iBlitz now, he has to get around. I'm surprised he's not used his speed boost to get around a lot quicker, and he has to take out this Yo, who is a one-shot, and now he has to take out the probably the T40, the P43 is a good target to go for. But instead he's going for the Emil 1, who does bring him down to a 2-shot. So now, if he can reload his magazine, he can actually take 2 of these tanks out. But it's now a 1 versus 4 team, says the Yo. Yes, what? You died. Like, don't blame your team. He's currently on 3.3k damage, and what he has to do now, he's used that speed boost. Actually, it's probably a good job that he saved the speed boost. He has to get away from these teams. There's too many of them to deal with in a short space. So he has to create distance. But of course, straight away, he spots the Emil, gets a nice bounce there, and he does manage to take the Emil. He's got 1 shell left, and hopefully he does take, and yes, he does, take out the P43 TER. So that was exactly what I was thinking. 3 shells to take 2 tanks out, and now all of a sudden he's got it down to a 1 versus 2. The T29 is pretty much full hit points, and the Tiger 2 also is pretty much full hit points, and he does create he gets a miss there from the T29. Now, I probably wouldn't have pushed when he did. He still had sort of 4 or 5 seconds left to reload as he pushed. Of course, the Tiger is down there, so he needs to track this guy. You can see he's going for the track, but it didn't quite work out. Now, this T29 should be waiting for the Tiger. Yes, I know he's pushing, which is fine. He's doing the right thing now, but he needs to get this shot off. He managed to get one shot, but now he has to back up. He has to back up. He's a two-shot. He has to back up and not push. But he decides to push, and he's going to pay the price. He does take another shot from to the Emil, bringing him now down to 400 hit points. He probably pushed, to be honest, because he's like, okay, our Tiger's full hit points. He is only on 400 hit points. Our Tiger has this easily. But yeah, not all players are good, you know. You can't look at your teammate and think, right, okay, he's full hit points, he's got this. You can't do that. You still need to do, no matter how many hit points your teammate's got, you still need to do the right thing. And if you are a one-shot, pushing a tank is not, while he's just about reloaded, is not the best of decisions. So the Tiger, again, he's pushing. Again, he's doing the right thing, but he's rushing his shots. He's, again, as I've said, he's not the greatest of players, and he messes up a couple of shots now. So all our Emil has to do now is get out the way and reload his magazine, because he is now a one-shot to this Tiger. Hopefully, he should be able to take this Tiger out with all 3 shells, but to do that now, he's probably going to have to get a bounce. But the Tiger makes a massive mistake, and that is backing up. He's backing up. He misses his shot, but he also misses his shot. And now he's going to have to get 2 more shells. But of course, now he's reloading. So this is where the Tiger should be pushing. He should be rushing. There's no option. He has to rush, but instead he just sits back, waits for the Emil to reload, and then after a while decides to push. You know, it's like, right, okay, the Emil should just be about reloaded now, so we're going to start pushing. Going over the hill is not an option. He can't do it. Don't do it, Tiger. He's done it. He's done it. He's gone and done it, and he's paid the price. But GG there from iBlitz. Very good game. Doesn't bounce a lot. I mean, only 800 hit points he blocks, but he does end up on 7,100 damage. Makes a nice amount of credit. 6 kills. Kolobanov. And this wasn't actually the newbie matchmaking. It's normal matchmaking, as you can see there. Average player, or well, better than average player, and he's done a great amount of damage. And that goes to show, like, still how strong the Emil one is. Next up, we are watching Free Wonder and Free Potato driving the AMX M4 54 and the Badger. Very strong tank. Put in the right position. This tank is very strong. During testing, when Wargaming tested this, it was even stronger. It was kind of OP. It was kind of overpowered, and in fact, it is one of my best stats in the game using this tank. And same as things like the Kranwagen and stuff like that. But yeah, this and the Yo. But yeah, this is up there. I think it's like either my highest average damage tank, or I'm not sure, but it's up there. It's up there. It is still strong. Obviously, it did get nerfed before it entered into the game, and it has been sold in crates most recently. Like, maybe it's still there, but the crates are very expensive, very expensive, and no tank is worth the amount of money that this is currently for sale. And of course, it's not even the tank that's for sale, it's the crates that are for sale that gives you the possibility of getting the tank. It doesn't guarantee you tank. It doesn't guarantee you the tank. It just gives you the possibility of getting that tank. And for the price that they are set, I would definitely stay away from these crates. Having said that, it is a really good tank. If you can go hold down in this tank, then you will bounce shots. It does have a hatch on top that you can, of course, that can be penetrated. But yeah, if you get that wiggling, if you get on some using the gun depression, then you will have a good battle. Now, he's already had a decent battle so far. He's got himself in a good position. The enemy have caught base C. His team have caught base C, and he's now just sitting here on base A as the enemy are recapturing base C. So they're trying to deal with the heavies. There is a few tanks. I mean, the whole team are basically around here. You can see the mini-map. They should be pushing. I know there's only 3 tanks here, I believe. Not quite sure where the TD is, but there's plenty of tanks here now to push these guys. But the enemy, there's no real reason to push them, because the enemy are the ones that are making the mistake. They're pushing out, allowing the green team just to still sit in cover whilst doing damage to this guy, especially the tank like this, which is the IS-7. Lose for back, whatever I think it's just like, right, we've lost the back. So now the team are going to start flanking, which means they have to put pressure on this right side. The IS-7 is still there. If we can bring him down to a one-shot, perfect high roll there, 600 alpha for a high roll in a heavy tank is incredible. Of course, most heavies do around 575. This just done 600, which is absolutely amazing. So he's actually turned out now to go for the tanks that are flanking around. And of course, the Death Star is a decent tank to go for. It does the alpha. I mean, he could be one-shotted. He's on 1400 hit points. He could be one-shotted from this Death Star if he was to come behind. So the Death Star, I mean, the Death Star's flanking around. No, nothing really bad for the Death Star there. He done what he think, and the team are actually winning. And of course, the Death Star is better at the side of tanks or behind the tanks, because that's where you can use the Hesh and do a big amount of damage. But nice spotting here from him and his team to turn around and now go for the most dangerous tanks. But the tanks that have been there from the start, they are still there. I mean, these heavies are not dying. They should have died a long time ago. He's now brought the VK down. You can see there's plenty of tanks that are one-shots, but it is still a 2 versus 5. This Emil 2 is about to die. There's still a lot of work to do, but he needs to hurry up and take at least a couple of these tanks out, especially the VK being a one-shot, especially this Batchat being a 1HE. If he gets lucky, he can clear this guy. But yeah, he needs to go for these high alpha damage tanks, and he does just that. So he's on 2 kills now. Is he able to get this HE shot before the Batchat runs? Can he do it? Yes, he does. Again, a very, very nice shot. And here comes the Death Star. Not a good ideal position to be in, but the Death Star really messes up there. He had time. He could even take a shot. He had time to aim, even get closer. Even just shooting Hesh maybe would have done the trick. But our guy, he's playing it a bit more safe, and there's one reason he's doing that, because his team are winning on supremacy points. He really wants to take care of this Death Star, and he knows the only way to do it now is rush him. While he's not looking, he just spotted the turret. That was a fantastic spot there. He spotted that he wasn't looking where he needed to look, and that was his opportunity to go and rush him. Now he can take a shot from this IS-4. So basically both of these tanks are one shots, but the IS-4 has taken base A. So now they are going to be winning on supremacy. That was a good bounce, very good bounce, but he leaves him on 476 alpha. So unless he high rolls, it's still going to take him 2 shots, but it doesn't. He does get a very nice roll. Overall, very good game. 2,400 block damage. He earns himself 8,600 damage. 1 against, what was that? 1 against 4, 1 against 5. Absolutely amazing comeback. And a very nice win. So thank you, Wonder, for sending me that replay in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you all very soon. Bye-bye. With